Write an equation in standard form of the parabola that has the same shape as the graph of f of x is equal to 5x squared, but with 1 comma 8 as the vertex. Okay, so this is telling us that it says write the equation in standard form. So we're going to use f of x is equal to a times the quantity of x minus h squared plus k. Now, some information that we need here is, well, what is a? What would be our h? What would be our k? All right. So look at the original graph, the original function, where it says f of x is equal to 5x squared, where our a here is, oh, it's not 1, but 5. Okay, so now the new graph must have its vertex at 1, 8. Okay, so now we have our a value, we have our vertex. Let's plug everything in. We'll give the function name g of x. G of x is equal to our a, 5 times x minus, here's our h, here's our k. So we have minus 1 squared plus 8. So this would be our new equation. And that is it for this example. For B, let's look at this example. It says Paul has 400 yards of fencing to enclose a rectangular area. Find the dimensions of the rectangle that maximize the enclosed area, and then what is the maximum area. So two things that we need to know here. Okay, Paul has 400 yards of fencing to enclose a rectangular area. So enclose, that means we're going to have to find its perimeter. Okay. Then it says it's asking us at the end, what is the maximum area? So that means we're going to be using A is equal to length times the width. Okay. But what we're going to do in this question here, we're going to first let X represent the length, and we're going to let Y represent the width. Okay. So it says, first of all, we want to represent the amount of fencing that's needed. Okay. Meaning we need to find the perimeter. All right. Represents, trying to spell this evening, the perimeter. Now remember, the perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width is equal to P. So instead of using L and W, we're going to use X and Y. So our perimeter is 2X plus 2Y equals to 400. That's our perimeter. And next, what we're going to do here is take this formula and we're going to solve for Y. So subtract 2X to both sides. And we have here 2y is equal to 400 minus 2x. Then we're going to take the 2 and divide it into each term. And we have y is equal to 200 minus x. All right. So what's the next thing we have to do, because we at least have the perimeter identified. Okay. So next we're going to use our area formula. So instead of using L and W, we're going to use X for the length, Y for the width. Okay. So we have here A is equal to X times Y. And better yet, we're going to make this into a function. We'll just call it A of X. So we know what X is here. That's going to be our length. And then our Y, what we found in the previous step, we're going to substitute 200 minus X in for Y. And then let's solve this, where we're going to distribute, let's simplify, where we're going to distribute the X. We have 200X minus X squared. Okay. All right, so how can we find the perimeter of this fencing? Okay, so to find the perimeter, we're going to use the formula for vertex when the equation is not written in standard form. We want to find the vertex of 200x minus x squared. So our A here is -1, our B is 200. Okay, so yeah, we want to find our x, we want to find our y. Okay, and to find our x, we're going to use the vertex expression. We have x is equal to negative times b over 2a. We have here negative times 200 over 2 times -1. That is negative 200 over -2. That would give us 100. So for right now, okay, x is 100 yards. Okay, now how are we going to find y? So to find y, go back to step 2 here, where we're going to go to step 1, where we let y equals to 200 minus y. So to find y, we have 200 minus x. That would be 200 minus 100. That gives us 100 yards. So as far as the perimeter, the length is 100 yards. The width is 100 yards. Oops, there we go. But so we found the dimensions of the rectangle. 100 yards for the length and width. And so if you go back and plug it into this formula here, 2 times 100 plus 2 times 100, that's going to give us 200 plus 200, that is 400. So we found the perimeter. Now let's find the area. We know what x and y is now. So our area, we're saying 100 times 100, that gives us, what is this? 10000, 10,000 yards squared. So this would be the area. What is the maximum area? The maximum area is 10,000 yards. square yards. Okay.